subconscious breathers and infinite beings. Before I start this video, if anyone has any info or connections towards the Miami police, definitely let me know. So I'm really on my way to give my bike away to a homeless person, and thought, since it's going to be quite a ride, thought I'd make this video. But I want to start off with saying something that the news don't share in terms of what's going on in America in that sense. Also, shout out to Alkaline Humanism, or Alkaline Human, who is literally building his own school, for the advancement of society. So tomorrow's future children is not too indoctrinated and be told false lies about the world. We want the whole entire truth, and I believe everyone deserves that. I was blessed a couple years ago, and one of the main things that changed my mind about race was sitting with a black billionaire who actually used to be part of Black Wall Street. And she literally gave me a 2-3 hour lecture. And in that time too, I was really deep into quote unquote conspiracies, if you want to go there. And she till this day, she definitely has affluence on the world. I'm not going to say who she is, but the main thing she conveyed to me was it wasn't the oppressor who burned down Black Wall Street. She pulled me to the side afterwards because we were at a dining party, and she said, you don't think you would make more money on insurance if these type of things happen? And in other words, she was literally saying she had a part of the burning down of Black Wall Street in that sense. And that twisted my head, like, what? And when you go on the other side, in Cali, you have so much NASA scholars and people with so much influence on the world that you would never imagine. I don't know why, but lots of royals love to go to Cali, aka Hollyweird, and I'll get into that one day. Hey man, here you go.
Oh shit, thank you.
Yeah, all you.
Appreciate you, man.
No problem.
No
problem. What's your name?
Harrison.
Harrison? Devon.
Yo.
Alright, pleasure, bro. Have a good one. Alright, so now I take the long walk home. But my thing is, that really warped my mind in terms of race. And she said, stop looking at white and black, and you'll see the true colors of the world. And when she said that, it really had me thinking, what's really going on in that sense. If you look at all the people who got arrested in most of these riots all across the nation right now, none of them, most of them are not from that city. So when you realize they're not from that city, what powers that be, and why are they infiltrating that city to cause a riot? And then it becomes a deep state, deep fake, however you want to describe it. But yeah, things are not what they seem. That was the biggest thing that I've learned, sitting with her for 3 hours. Things are not all what they seem. There's a reason why Time Warner, the owner of Time Warner, gets paid millions, probably billions at this point. And there are people in the world that you've never heard of and you can't probably Google that has so much influence and power. And you can't see that. You can't see that. The main thing I'm trying to convey is do what you can beyond the physical. Because the powers that be, however you want to describe them, they all have their part in growth in that sense too. Not everyone on the other side has a dark agenda. There are people that have so much power that you've never even heard of. They have so much influence and power on the world, and they want to see a change in terms of growth. They want to see that. And there are people that will pay top dollar to cause riots, to cause upheaval. Against certain races. It's not just a black race that is targeted. And in the whole scheme of things, we're all targeted in many different ways beyond what you're seeing with the police brutalities. We're being targeted in our foods. Hello. They can kill you off that easy. And if you take the bait and you're binge watching news and eating junk food, that's not growth in terms of psychology and the peace that you can gain within your mind. That's not growth at all. And when she explained that, especially when we got to talking about foods and the food industry, she was explaining how she also owned different liquor stores in certain ghettos and why she put them there. I'm like, you're doing this to your own. In my head, I'm like, you're doing this to your own people. And in her head, it's like, everyone has a choice. Everyone has a choice. She didn't even, it's not like she was justifying in a way. She was saying, I really don't know how to explain it, but in a way she wasn't truly justifying what she was doing in that sense. And people with affluence can literally do what they want to do. And we have the power to do what we want to do. And when you're reminded of that, anything is possible. You can literally take 150 people together and literally build your own community off the grid. That's how much power we all have. We just need to be reminded of it. I'm in Miami right now, and I've been blessed to meet beautiful people over here that is actually planning to do that, and they're already doing it. So just to see that in Miami, maybe I won't just disappear from society that much when the time comes. But yeah, we all have a choice. And if you want to play their game and give into the psychological warfare and let the news dictate your life, because again, they show you they show you what they want you to see. They control the narrative. And when you can see through that, if you see, what they're not showing on the news is, people are having dialogue. That's what they're not showing. People are literally having dialogue with the police. People are literally having dialogue, literally on the streets. That's what they're not showing you. And the fact that they're not showing you that is literally playing a psychological warfare on your mind. Because that's really what it is. She said beyond money, this is an energy game in terms of America. Pure energy game. This was a 3-hour-long conversation with someone who was part of the growth of Black Wall Street, part of a huge shift in society. And she doesn't get too much credit, and that's okay. And that's the thing with her in terms of balance. Sure, she owns different liquor stores and stuff like that all around the world. And putting them in different communities. She also, she said, I'm transitioning towards the liquor stores, towards, turning them into charity community hotspots. And, growth-wise, that's why I said not everyone on the other side has a dark agenda. She said growth-wise, she wants to at least be part of the new generation's change in that mindset. Okay? And that's how we get started. We literally be the change. And when you're being the change, it has such a huge ripple effect beyond the physical. When mentally you can impact people mentally, you can cause a beautiful ripple effect into many communities that has been oppressed in terms of knowledge and spiritual growth. You can feed charity and money to many different communities as much as possible, but if they don't have a community sense of knowledge, they can't really grow. The powers that be, however you want to describe it, they literally, one of the main things I've taken away from being close to that circle is manipulating people without excessive force. And that's how they look at the whole game as a whole. It's energy. And the fact that they looked at energy was also one of the main things that pushed me even deeper into breathwork, into how I see life as a whole. What they're not showing you in most of the media is people in Britain, the British people, especially Africans or African descent, are literally moving back to Africa and establishing even stronger communities. Use their power against them in that sense. Whew. Build a community if you have the people. Instead of rioting, build your own community. If you don't like this one, see a way you can change it without excessive force. MLK didn't need excessive force to get things changed. And I could name a few others. And when you look at Black Panther, The Black Panthers, for instance. Not a lot of people know. I don't want to say most of them. At least like 30% of them. They have their own land, growing their own food. They don't really have to rely or even be too much in society. And the Moors culture, which not a lot of people know about, have that mindset already. They've been have that mindset. Native Americans, most of them, at least most of them, have that mindset already. Why are we looking for help from the people who oppressed us in that sense to gain the sense of freedom that we need? Why? And you don't need to go into politics to create a massive shift at all. Look at Akon. He gave light. He literally gave light to billions of Africans. He literally did, in 3 years, he did more than what all those charities, like what are all those charities are over there for? What are they doing all this time? What have they been doing? It's not adding up, is it? So, be the change. And I've always believed this, that, why are we looking towards the president when the president is more of a puppet in that sense and barely has any say when it comes to, well, he does have a say, but it depends. The president is not too much involved as the news make it out to seem. Okay? It starts with local legislation. We're all playing into and giving focus to the president when we should really be focusing on our local communities. Are you all watching C-SPAN when certain laws get passed? Not a lot of people have time for that, do they? Are you all, looking up the history and what some of your local legislations stand for and who they're behind? It really starts here too. And then it extends outward. It starts here and then it extends outward. Okay? We're all one human race. There's no beating that. We all fart, poop, shit, pee. We all do that. And breathe. So, with that being said, I thank you all for sharing the breath. And if anyone knows any Miami police or have any connections to Miami police, let me know. Peace.
Yeah, my man. Pastor Hawkins is here. I'm just going to tell you, we want to be with y'all for real. So I took my helmet off and laid the batons down. I want to make this a parade, not a protest. Come on. You got little ones here. You got dogs. So what's up? So listen, I'm just telling you, these cops love you. That cop over there hugs people. So you tell us what you need to do.
Walk with us! 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 Walk with us!
Let's walk with us! Let's walk with us! Where do you want to walk? We'll walk all night. Where? Tonight's a great night for a walk.
Minnesota if we have to.
can we? Oh, sure. Yes, sure. Yes, ma'am. That's right. That's right.
Thanks, everybody.
Let's get it.
I understand.
Well, we worried about this
I understand.
material, but we won't stand up for the
I
motherfuckers
understand.
that get killed on the
Come
daily
here,
basis.
talk to me. I understand. How old are you?
I'm tired of this shit,
How old are
man.
you?
I'm 45 years old.
45 and I'm 31.
And I'm tired of seeing
And
this
you
shit,
the
man.
older generation than me, and I am
Right.
too.
And we've been standing
But let me
around
tell you
as the
something.
older ones, taking all this bullshit. Always hoping for a kumbaya fucking y'all.
Come here.
Always standing around for a kumbaya. Ain't nobody coming to protect us.
Let me tell you
We gotta
something.
start our own fucking life.
I understand. But let me tell you something right here. This 16. He's 16.
They gonna kill him next
He's
week.
16.
What we gonna do?
You tell me.
What we gonna
But this
do?
ain't the way. Because they ready to let loose. If the United States president say, if you loot, we shoot. Do you think doing this going
I
on?
know it.
So it's
I
going
know
on.
it. But it's time to stand up.
So don't get into it with
At
him.
this point, I'm ready to die.
Let me tell
For
you
what's
something.
going on?
Let me tell you something.
That's the problem that we got.
That you see right now, it's gonna happen 10 years from now. And at 26, you're gonna be doing the same thing I'm doing. You understand that? 10 years. You're gonna be right here too.
But he also got to
So
stand
what I
up
need
for what he
y'all
gotta
to do
stand up
right
for.
now at 16 is come up with a better way. Cause how we doing it, it ain't working. He angry at 46. I'm angry at 31. You angry at 16.
It's old, man. It's old,
You
man.
understand me?
It's old.
Putting yourself in harm's way is
I know
not
it.
the way.
No, it's not.
You and the other your counterparts the same age and that has that same power. Y'all come up with a better way. Cause we ain't doing it.
Oh my God.
And I have a 5-year-old son.
Oh my God.
And it ain't happening. I marched 4 years ago. Keep in mind, stop. Did the same shit y'all doing. The same exact thing night after night after night. It don't matter. Come up with a better way. You understand me? You keep yourself safe.
It's been nearly 2 weeks since my first breathwork session with the Black Airbender. I've been following his content on Instagram for about 4 months now, but there is no substitution for a private breathwork session. Devon was extremely tentative in catering the lesson toward my needs, both physically and spiritually, and I'm incredibly grateful for the practices that he showed me that I now use and implement in my day-to-day life. I immediately experienced the range of benefits, increased of quality of sleep, and just my general quality of breathing, because I suffer from a variety of respiratory issues. But I'm very grateful for his wisdom, and thank you for your breath.